Around with Jenny Morris on Heart FM.
Do this.
I'm still Jenny from the block. Little know I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from.
Fooding Around with Jenny Morris on Heart FM.
She's got a big smile on her face. She's got a baking bowl in front of her. She has Julian all perked up. All of a sudden, not sure what's going on there. I think you've got a fear of life in him a little bit earlier, Jen.
It's called the Jenny effect.
The Jenny
I love you.
Yeah. No matter how bad your mood is or how low you're feeling, if you see that sparkling, smiley face, and then you can't help but smile.
I love you.
I think we need you on the show permanently, Jenny. You're the only person who can switch him on just like that. Every morning, I think at like 6:10, we'll get you in just to say how's it, and have that happen to Jules. Anyway, you spoke about Pink Lady apples. Is it's really the end of apple season, is it?
Do you know what? You'll get apples all year round, but these particular apples, and you know that they're gorgeous because you've had them in your mouth, this Pink Lady.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And, so it's coming to the end of the season. So I'm just making hay while the sun shines, or apple pies while the sun shines, and beautiful dishes of using them. And I'm going to actually freeze some. I'm going to cook some up and freeze them as well because the textures are beautiful.
All right, so I know very many people who are quite accomplished in the kitchen, but they are petrified of cooking with real fruit. So they'd rather buy the tinned variety because it's all syrupy and it's soft and it's a little bit mushy and so on. And the feedback always is the real thing requires almost expert level cooking or baking to be able to soften it to the right texture.
Not at all. You're just using the wrong apple, babies. You know, you don't want mushy, you don't want puree. These apples are lovely. And the beauty of this particular cake that I'm going to make is that the apples are sliced very, very thin. They are absolutely thin and they collapse in the cake, but you still have a little bit of texture because you still want to sort of bite into some apple. And it's a one-dish wonder. I mean, you just clap everything into the bowl and A for away. Mike has done half the work for me. He's melted my butter. And as for the rest, it's just like, whoops, baby, in the pot.
Pop it in the bowl, mix it up, and then off it goes. And you know, we have the same discussion about potatoes as we do apples. I mean, they're not all the same thing. So perhaps people don't have Pink Ladies. What would the difference in the treatment of the apple be if you use, let's say, a different apple in 2 or 3 months? You're not going to find Pink Lady. Would it change the way in which you prep this meal or this cake?
No, you would still get a beautiful cake. It's to be a difference in texture. You could use so we got no Pink Ladies, and I think the next best thing would be a Granny Smith, because that's a beautiful cooking apple. Also holds its shape, but not nearly as well as the Pink Lady. As the Pink Lady.
Don't you like Granny Smith?
Don't use, huh?
I'm asking Aiden, don't you like Granny Smith apples?
It's very strong on the tongue, Jules. You know that you're busy.
No, they're not flowery. They could be, but they're not. But I've never, ever, ever, ever had one Pink Lady that is ever flowery. You don't want a flowery apple. For doing this. So you could use like there's another one called, I think there's a top red, and you can feel that they feel hard and dense. You know, so choose your apple wisely.
And those green ones that's so hard and bitter.
No, man. They're not.
Do you know what I'm?
Just that I know what you're saying. Because they're juicy. They've got nice acidity. A Granny Smith is also lovely. But this Pink Lady, she's fragrant. She's perfumed. She's got the right. This is the one you want to marry. This apple. This is the apple you want. This is the apple you want to marry. She ticks all the
If you are ever going to marry an apple, make sure it's a Pink Lady.
Absolutely.
There we go. Rest van your liewe appel. That's the story. Okay, now Jen is going to run Jules through the treatment on how this works. I'm going to slip away, play some music, but please stay with us on that social media feed. I see loads of people already logged in and are watching live. If you don't get a chance to do so now because maybe you're driving or maybe you're at the office, well then I tell you what, a little bit later, just go back and have a look-see, because Jen's going to run us through what to do with all the stuff and how to have an absolutely gorgeous apple cake come out on the other side. So Jules going to look after stuff there. In the meanwhile, I've got a bit of Craig David.
Oh, lovely. So Juliana What we're going to do here, my precious pie, is we're going to take some sugar, some caster sugar. Now, if you don't have caster sugar in your kitchen, you could actually just stick some ordinary sugar in your machine and whiz the hell out of it, just to break it down a little bit.
Between
Only
caster
because you want
sugar
it
and
to.
real sugar?
Oh, well, look at this. This looks like salt. And ordinary sugar's got like very big, it's got very big, it's got very, much bigger grain. That granule, that's the word I'm looking, granulated sugar. And then we've sifted some flour. And then, oh, look there. Someone says, good morning, Jenny and breakfast team. Awesome day to you all. Thank you, Audria, Miss Lucas. We love you. Mix it all up, Jules, so she's pretty and she's happy. Then we're going to take, we've got spices. Now, these are the spices that love to be in the company of any apple. We've got some cloves. So, oh, yes, cinnamon, darling, and some ground ginger. Okay, so this is really nice and spicy. And then, of course, we need to have some baking powder because why? We want this little thing to puff up. So we've got those. And now mix carefully together all of your dry ingredients like so. Just like so. And you know what the beauty of this is that it looks like it's going to be a sticky, stodgy mix, but it's not. Okay? We're going to take some
quick
eggs.
shout out to our cameraman this morning. He's doing the things.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Indeed. Look, Jules. Look. Look. Voila. That's the only moisture that's going to go into here besides the beautiful gorgeous apple juice that our pink lady is going to release. And then some butter. Look at me. Look at that.
You're going to put the quantities on our socials,
always,
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no, absolutely. Our recipe is definitely going to be there. And I just want to say something talking about socials. I don't know if this is common knowledge, but you know, everybody comes to Yumshas, whether they're young, old, crippled, from arthritis and come with their walking stick. They all come and visit me at Yumshas, come and support us, which is wonderful. But we have a very large contingent of 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, kind of like they come and buy their takeaways. And I was so impressed, Julian, there was a group that came in and you know what they said to me? That they're going to be vaccinated. They are so excited that anybody from 18 can now be vaccinated.
This weekend, yeah.
Yes, is it Vuma weekend or something?
Yes,
yes. So if you're in the Mutual Park area, Netcare is going to stick you in the arm. They've got over 100 medical staff there waiting to do it. So I want to give a shout out to those people who are going to go and get vaccinated. Well done to you. Well done. Now have a look here, Jules.
What did we miss? The vanilla essence or what was that?
Yes, vanilla essence. So we now have eggs and sugar and flour and vanilla essence. And what I did with this was I sweated my apples off a little bit. So I just took some of the
sweat off your apples.
So anything that you put a little bit of salt or sugar on starts to schwitz and it makes a lovely little syrup. So I did some of that.
Salt or sugar? Which one did you use?
Well, no. We're going to do sugar.
Okay.
Sugar. Okay. And now look at this. It's just a matter of, and you think, oh, heaven, help me. What is this woman doing? This looks dreadful. It looks all sticky. The most important thing is you need to make sure that all the dry ingredients have been mixed in to this beautiful sticky dough. Can you have a look? See, you have all these gorgeous big apples, gorgeous slices of apples. And I just say they're being embraced by the other ingredients. And what happens is they're going to start cooking and they start releasing all those beautiful apple juices. And we just take a you can butter it, you can spray it. I mean, the choice is yours completely and utterly. And then what we do is we just do this and we just pop it into, you want about a 20 centimeter cake tin because you don't want it to be too, you don't want it to be too thin. You want a nice big puffy cake. Look at that, Jules. Doesn't it look beautiful? It makes you want to lick the bowl.
Yeah, my mouth is watering again.
I'm happy. I wasn't looking at you. Now I'm happy. Now I'm happy to hear that my boy's mouth is watering. Look at that, sweetheart. Doesn't that just look too glorious? And now we've kept some apples back. That's it, sweetie. Afternoon tea, and it takes about an hour. It depends on the oven, but it takes about an hour. I'm in the oven, and then you take these leftover apples and you just fling them all over the top, nice and rough and on biscoff, okay? Because this is a lovely rustic apple cake. Oh, look at that. And then to crown things off, we just take some flaked almonds. Look at me. I'm Sandra D. Look. How beautiful is that? Look at that. Oh. And then we just stick it into the oven. It doesn't get better than that, baby. In the oven it goes for about, I would just say about 45 minutes to an hour. I would check it after maybe 50 minutes. Take a skewer, pop it into the middle, and when it comes out dry, it is ready. If it's still moist, leave it in the heat for a bit longer. Yes.
If you're now not an apple person.
Pears.
Pears?
And if you're not a pear person, your name is Julian. I don't like fruit. Yeah, darling, you can use pears. I wouldn't like to do banana or anything because it's a little bit mushy and would make the cake a little bit doughy. Julia, look at this. From a cloudy Worcester. Thank you for sharing, Cheryl Carter. We're very happy always to share with you, sweetheart. And guess where I'm going this weekend, Julian?
Where are you going?
I'm going to Piketberg. I'm going to a blueberry farm. Yeah, Piketberg. You know why? There's a music and art festival there.
Are you going to party?
I don't know if I'm going to party. I probably would like to just go and pick blueberries. But my son, I said, I'm going away with a man. He said, ha, ha, ha. Can you imagine Ryan? I'm going away with a couple of friends, and we're going to just have a lovely, relaxing time and go and listen to some Afrikaans music. And look at some beautiful art, because we all underestimate the countryside. There's so much happening. There's pottery and all kinds of things. So I'm going to go and let my hair down the little bit that I've got left and have a wonderful time. Please do me
a favor. Will you
buy you some blueberries?
No, maybe this week I've been thinking, like when you get older, you want different things. And I was thinking, like, I quite like art and I would like to, start a proper art collection. So have a look at the art and send me some pictures. Maybe there's something you can buy for me in the meantime while you are there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look here, we got all the way from Namibia, Antoinette Peterson. I remember that girl well. She said, peaches will make a nice one. Jules, you can use peaches. And someone else said, could we use strawberries instead of apples? You could.
Someone at your door.
That's fine. They can stay there. And what about blueberries? Blueberries would be absolutely delicious. Can someone shut the dog up, please? Who let the dog out?
Is Piketberg known for blueberries?
Well, they grow beautiful things in that area. It's quite incredible what comes out of that area. It's wonderful, wonderful, yeah.
Could you put blueberries in that cake?
Absolutely. And they have a market. There's a beautiful farmers market in Piketberg too on a Saturday. So I'm going to have a look at that. Like a yummy 11 o'clock tea, says Marilyn Dwyers. I'm not working.
Okay.
Well, I'll work a little bit. I'll do a little bit of working. Just like that much. And for the rest, the weekend is mine, baby. Oh, so excited. Do you want me to cut this cake? Do you want to see what it looks like inside? Okay. I'm going to just grab this now.
So, fooling around with Jenny Morris, I'm having a look. It's an absolutely gorgeous looking apple cake. We're still live in Jenny's kitchen. Jules keeping her company on our social media feed. I'm just going to burst in there for a couple of seconds before we need to hit the news. See Jenny slicing that
beautiful cake. I think I'm going to get some cream. I'm going to pop this on a plate, and I'm going to eat it in front of you. Should I do this thing?
Yes, please. Especially when Aiden comes back, Nick.
Yeah,
that's cruel.
I'm already back.
Are you back? Stop talking about him behind his back.
I'm already back. There I am. Well, before Aiden comes back. Oh, is this what happens? That's what happens when I'm not on social media with you guys. All right. I get bad now. Right. Jen, I'm not, as you know, I'm not much of a cake person, but I'm partial to a bit of apple. If there is anything, so I'll do apple tart. In fact, I was out for dinner last night and I ordered apple strudel. So, I mean, that, yeah, beautiful phyllo pastry. It was really, really nice.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
So I can fox with apple, as a former colleague of ours would say. I don't know that I'd be adventurous enough to throw any other fruit in cake, though. Not my thing, really.
You must. You know what, Aidan, when we're on that beautiful tour on the Danube next year.
Hey, Jenny, we've been talking about this now for 2 years. We were supposed to have cruised last year, and then it was supposed to. In fact, right about now, sometime, wasn't it?
No, it was last month, August.
August, yeah.
Yes, but we're going to go. We'll go and do an apple strudel course. Because we go to there's an institute of apple strudel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can come back and you can make mummy a strudel. You know what? You know what I want from you, and I'm going to hint until you do it. I want roti and mince from you, curry mince.
Okay. Oh, okay. See what I can. See what I can do there, lady. But I don't know that I'm going to make it on the Danube while we are cruising.
No, I can't wait that long.
I'll knock something out in the next few weeks and come and drop it.
But just not this weekend, Aidan, because Jenny Morris is busy.
Away.
She's
busy. Yes, I'm not going to look for a sugar daddy because I don't believe in sugar daddies, but I believe in a Parmesan daddy. Now, if I could meet a Parmesan daddy,
okay,
his big wheel of Parmesan, but that might make me. I'm talking such rubbish and utter rubbish.
There's an important thing. You get Jules, and you need to explain the difference. You get a sugar daddy, and then you get a sugar zaddy.
Oh, wait,
daddy.
Oh, daddy. I don't want a daddy.
You slip a Z in there just after the D. Daddy. Here we go. Well, that girl is what you want. You don't want the first one. Anybody can get a sugar daddy, but a sugar daddy. Oh,
Papa.
That is. There's a whole lot of sugar where that zaddy come from.
There's a whole lot of sugar going on. What is wrong with me? And I don't even take poo.
Jennifer, stop it.
Hello.
You know
Anyway.
You both make me
back to
happy
the
as well. You make my day and you make me lunatic, so I love you.
Back to the cake quickly before we go. Jenny, this is the simplest recipe that I've ever seen of anything that Jenny's ever made. I don't even have to go back and watch it. I can do it like as is off the top of my head.
I love it. Oh, now you've made my day, mister. Oh, yes.
Okay, well, if you missed the recipe, it's available on all of our social media platforms. Along with this video, you can see Jules and Jen in action with a guest appearance from me at the beginning and at the end. That's the story. Jennifer, have an amazing weekend with your Parmesan.
You, darling. And you no, I don't want no daddy, baby.
And then we'll catch you next week, all right?
I love you. Take care, both.
There we go. Mwah.
Thanks for making my day.
There we go. She's one of our favorite people in the world, in the history of history. We love Jenny Morris to bits on the show. Okay, simple, straightforward. That is Footing Around with Jenny Morris for this week. We'll pick it up again next week.
Fooding Around with Jenny Morris on Heart FM.